Cynthia Calvillo versus Nina Nunes, man. Listen, all logic kind of points to Cynthia Calvillo. She's the grappler, right? She's the bigger fighter. She's going to grab Nina Nunes, who has historically been unable to avoid getting taken down and unable to get back up to her feet most times. And she's basically just going to put it on her. But both fighters are coming off of a loss, kind of on a losing streak, right? The only difference, though, is that Nina Nunes is kind of a big fighter for strawweight, right? So, like 5'5", it's going to be the same, you know what I mean, reach, same height, basically. And I just wonder if Cynthia Calvillo, is she truly going to be super stronger than Nina Nunes or not? That's going to be the one, kind of takeaway right there. AJ, when they're talking about winning by methodologies, oddly enough, I mean, Nina Nunes, she has more knockouts than Cynthia Calvillo. Cynthia Calvillo is pretty much a submission or a decision fighter. But like I said, for women fights, man, I mean, mostly going to decisions. Average fight time a little longer for Nunes than it is for Calvillo. Path to victory is what we need to talk about here. Similar to the Asma Mirzakhanov fight, right? If Nunes can keep it on the feet, I think that she can give Calvillo problems. But if Calvillo gets a takedown, which she's openly stated, yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to use my boxing. I'm going to get a takedown, and then I'm going to win. If she does that, she can definitely do it, man. Obviously we have differing picks here, man, but like, who do you think has the edge in this matchup in terms of just like being the better fighter? Not the matchmaking, not the stylistic, but just who's the better fighter?
I think Nunes has more potential to be the better fighter. It's just sometimes on fight night she doesn't really perform that well. That's the big thing that scares me about Nunes. I bet on Nina Nunes a couple different times and let me down more often than not. And I think it's because on fight night sometimes she just doesn't perform to her fullest potential, and that's really what worries me. Because I think she's the better, more well-rounded fighter. Yeah. It's just on that night, sometimes, whether it's nerves, whether it's, whatever X, Y, and Z that could come into play, doesn't always get it done. That's what worries me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I definitely think there is a cause for concern, because even though this is what's interesting to me, AJ. So I think that the odds makers kind of do this from time to time. Actually, let me just point this out before I talk about that. Look at the takedown defense, 76% takedown defense for Nina Nunes. So it's a little bit better than, I guess, in my mind, I remember it. But this is the thing. Odds makers, oftentimes they will say, all right, we're going to cancel the fight. We'll look at the odds, right? The fight got canceled. We're going to take it off. They're going to rebook it. And when they rebook it, they'll book it at heavier odds for the person who was already the favorite, right? Like they'd really just double down on it. But what's interesting is if you look at the line on these fighters, minus 160 for Calvillo, plus 140 for Nunes. That's almost the same exact line as it was last time around.
That's interesting too, because it is a very common thing for them to double down on their favorite too. It gives me even more pause for concern for the Calvillo pick, because I feel like Calvillo should have swelled to even more of a favorite, but now they're not. Now there might be something else they're seeing. I don't know, man.
So